destiny, find a new way. Journey the rivers, find a new face. Maybe they'll love me, or I can just be that someone to blame. But either way, get lost in the way. The cost is.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Joy McKinney, for those who don't know me. And yeah, so first, before I start, I'm gonna ask you guys to please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and also like it. Let me know the type of videos you'd like to see in the future. But for today, I'm gonna be showing you my nighttime routine. And yeah, so honestly, first of all, before I even embark into my nighttime routine, I'm gonna just go a little bit of a history about my skin, so that I can show you how much of how important my skin is to me. I'm one of those people who have really suffered from skin issues, and by that I mean, like, I've had some serious acne from when I was a teen. Honestly, when I was a teen, I never even paid attention to my face. My face was never my priority. I never thought anything about my face. I never knew that it actually represented me. You know, it's what represents me as a lady. So I never really took care of it, despite my mom's many attempts to encourage me to be taking care of my skin. My mom is a skin fanatic. Like, she's one of those people who had like a skincare routine. You know, I was much of a tomboy and I never paid attention to mama. So whatever she said went through this year and came out through this other year. So because of that, I had moments when I was a teen. I was really such a tomboy. I used to wash my face once a day, if I'm lucky. Other days I would go without washing my face. I'll just, you know, remove those things. What are they called? Whatever those, in Swahili we call them matonge macho, whatever. Maybe I'm even saying it the wrong way, but I used to just remove them with, you know, a towel, water, whatever, when I'm brushing my teeth, and then not wash my face. So I'll go for periods of time without washing my face, and I ended up having serious breakouts, especially when I reached my teen years, because of all the dirt, of course. So honestly, I was the first person in my family to have acne. But then I never really paid attention at the same time. I never knew I had acne. Like, I knew I had pimples and stuff, but it never occurred to me it's because of not cleaning my face and not having like a proper routine. And my mom was the only one who was concerned about my acne than me. So I was just like, she would be like, you know, Josephine, you're supposed to take care of your skin, clean your face at least twice a day. And for me, I was just too lazy for that. Like, twice a day, who's gonna wash their face twice a day? I used to wash my face only in the morning if I'm lucky, and that's it. So fast forward, I go to high school. At least you know, I was more of a teen. I started having serious breakouts. First of all, the diet was wrong. You know, we used to eat too much Blue Band, too much sweets, too much sugar, too much of everything, carbs, milk, everything. And my skin went into like a full-blown breakout frenzy. And so I still didn't pay attention. It never affected me. Honestly, like, I was such a tomboy to a point where I didn't pay attention to this. Okay, so how I looked was not in my mind. Like, it never occurred to me that I needed to notice my face or anything. It's like it was part of me that I never knew existed. Okay, so my acne never bothered me. It was only my mom who used to question it a lot. And then because of that, and then also on top of that acne, first flashback, like back to when I was a young girl. I used to stay with my grandparents, and I remember my grandparents have like a huge orchard. They have all kinds of fruits, and one of the fruits is oranges. And for those who know, an orange tree has thorns. So one time I saw a very ripe, you know, it was during that time when it wasn't the orange season, but there was the orange season was actually had just ended. And when I was on my way home, I saw this really ripe orange. It was so yellow and so yummy. It looked so juicy and stuff. So I wanted to hit. I tried to get stones and hit it, and I couldn't reach it. So it was all the way up. So I saw this branch of a dried orange tree. So pretty much it had dried thorns. So I took that branch and threw it up to hit the orange to kind of get it to come down. And the branch kind of stuck up there. And you know, as a kid, I know when it stuck, I was just looking at it like this. I was just looking at it, I'm just wondering when this, you know, how I'm gonna get that branch down. So anyways, when I was just busy looking, I don't know whether I was not seeing, or actually I think I still had vision issues and I didn't know. So I didn't see that branch coming. Honestly, I noticed that branch, I saw that branch coming when it was already on my forehead. Like it came and hit my forehead. So I had like a huge scar on my forehead. Like I feel like my whole forehead came off. So you see, when I remove my makeup, you're gonna see right now it has really faded. So like it's almost faded, so you can barely see, but there's parts like of my forehead that are really dark. Those are like the scars from the wound that, you know, was caused by that branch trees, that dried orange branch. So the thorns of an orange tree are very strong, so when they dry up, they're like nails. So it felt like a bunch of nails that fallen on my forehead and, you know, caused like you know, the bruising. It was more of deep wounds than bruising, honestly. I never even went to the hospital. I don't remember going to the hospital. But when that branch landed on my face, I can show you how bad it was. I saw darkness. I think I blacked out or something, and then, you know, eventually I decided to go home. And then on my way home, I met with my grandfather. When my grandfather took me home, I was just like, oh, it was bad. So since that day, you know, the healing never healed well. Because of course I never went to the hospital, you know, I never lived with my mom. By the time my mom saw me, she was just seeing this huge scar on my forehead, and she was like, yo, she was really frustrated. Anyways, that being said, I still have like the remnants of that scar on my face. I mean, for the longest time, that scar you know, the darkness around this area, the hyperpigmentation caused by the healing of that scar never really bothered me until I came to the US. So when I came to the US is when I actually paid attention to my skin and how I actually looked. And it wasn't until college, I think, sometime in college, because even in college I just wasn't paying attention. So when I started noticing my skin, that's when I realized that I had, first of all, my skin was so bumpy. My facial skin was so bumpy. Like when you compared my facial skin to any other part of my body, like there was a huge difference. My body was lighter, my skin was so dull, and it was so bumpy. It felt like it was the soul, like it was the soul of my body, because even my soul was smoother than my skin. So that really took a toll on my self-esteem, because I started noticing my face more. I started noticing that I had like, and also another thing, because of the hyperpigmentation of that scar, and then hyperpigmentation from the acne on the sides of my face, like I had like several skin tones on my face. And when you compared my skin tone on my face to the rest of my body, it was darker than the rest of my body, and that really bothered me, because like that was some serious hyperpigmentation. Like, you know, when you have skin issues, one of the things that you desperately want as a person is to just have an even skin tone, just an even skin tone. So I didn't have that, and then on top of that, my skin was so textured. One time this girl, like, she's one of those brutally honest people, looked at me and told me that, wow, your skin looks like a sponge. So it had like pores, like especially my forehead. She said my forehead looked like a sponge, and honestly, I saw it when I looked at myself in the mirror. It looked like a real sponge, like things could be absorbed through it. Like, I don't know how to even describe it. It was so textured and bumpy. So I started looking for ways to improve my skin, and I bumped into this company called Rodan & Fields, and then honestly I didn't even know what to focus on, because first of all, my skin had a lot of issues, from hyperpigmentation to a mixture of dryness and you know, oily, and then yeah, the textured, non-smooth face, you know. So I tried the Rodan & Fields products, and I realized that first of all, they were so expensive, and I didn't know how to select skin products to kind of help the different skin issues that I had. It was not honestly until last year when I started actually noticing amazing skin products, you know, like started listening to dermatologists online, started listening to YouTubers. Actually, a lot of the Kenyan YouTubers like that I saw did their skincare routine, highlighting the different products that they used. Also, I remember one time I watched Patricia Albright's video about her skincare routine, and she first mentioned the different types of, you know, products that she uses. And a little flashback, some of the things Wiz was using to kind of smoothen my skin, I was using like some what are they called, scrubs, facial scrubs, and a lot of these facial scrubs were really harsh, you know, they had like big particles. It's like, at one point someone actually suggested I use, you know, mixture of sugar and honey, you know, and scrub my face, and that's really very abrasive. And for those skincare gurus, you know that if you, especially for us black people, if you use like very hard scrubs, when your skin, it might end up wounding your skin, and then when your skin is healing up, it kind of you know, produces more hyperpigmentation because of, you know, self-healing. It has a very weird self-healing effect afterwards. So that caused more hyperpigmentation on my sides as well, because, you know, now it's scars from the scrub. So one time when I was listening to Patricia Albright's video is when she highlighted how she avoids the rough scrubs, and she mainly uses the what are they called, the BHAs and the AHAs to kind of, you know, chemical scrubs, so she actually said that she uses chemical scrubs, and, you know, it helped her skin. So I started actually actively looking for chemical scrubs, and it took a while. I don't know why I couldn't find any chemical scrubs. I think it's because I didn't know the different types of chemical scrubs out there. Anyways, fast forward to sometime this year, really not long ago, after searching for some time, I had been buying different products and trying. None of them was working well. But then I was with my friend for toners. I remember my friend suggested that I use witch hazel for toning. So I saw her using this and I started using her witch hazel, and my skin made a huge difference because my skin also, I suffer from severe redness, especially after washing my skin. My skin is very sensitive, so I become super red, and then afterwards my skin hyperpigmented. I don't know why it used to have that effect, but this really calmed my skin, and I realized it was really smoothing my skin. And yeah, so it kind of brought that body that made my skin look alive. Honestly, that's the first time I started noticing the difference, how good my skin can be. So, you know, I started continuing to look for more products, and I made several, you know, mistakes. Of course, it was a lot of trial and errors. Eventually, just to speed up this video, I ended up, you know, first of all, I ended up with, you know, someone suggested Murad products, but then the Murad products were actually working. But then, you know, I was reading more of skincare stuff online. I became more actively involved in, you know, reading skincare materials, products from dermatologists and stuff. And one of the products that the dermatologists were actually recommending online a lot, whether it was a moisturizer, and these were like affordable drugstore products. You know, Murad stuff are really so damn expensive. I bought only 3 stuff and I ended up spending $200. But so when I saw the dermatologist actually recommending these things, they recommended CeraVe products. So CeraVe, I think they call it CeraVe. So they recommended the CeraVe products, and I went to my nearest drugstore. I went to Target, bought some, went to Walgreens, bought some. So I bought the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser, and then I ended up buying the moisturizing lotion. And then, yeah, so while I was in the process of buying that, I realized that I actually needed like a chemical exfoliant, and I bought a glycolic acid, and I think glycolic acid is a BHA. So it's a really, really nice exfoliant, and I normally use this at night. So Apart from that, I was also, another thing that was really good, that really is good about CeraVe moisturizing lotion and the cleanser, is that first of all, because my acne is my face is both oily and dry, I really need to moisturize my skin a lot, but I needed the lightweight moisturizer, which I felt was quite beneficial. So this is the lightweight moisturizer. So this moisturizer technically has like the 3 essential ceramides and hyaluronic acid, which are very good to your skin. Yeah. Another thing, it's dermatology tested, so that's why I actually ended up loving, I fell in love with this product, with the CeraVe brand, and actually that's where I'm gonna settle. And my skin is doing amazing, my skin is loving the results. Like this is, I have makeup on, and this is just one layer of makeup. I didn't do anything, I just patted makeup on my face, and look at how I am glowing, I'm looking good. I don't have to like put several layers to hide things. And then honestly, another thing, this I had been using this, but because my skin was really bad, it didn't have like a great effect on it. Like it was just calming my redness, and I've decided to reintroduce it to my skincare regimen, both night and morning, and it actually is very good at it's aloe vera gel, and it's so good at calming my skin. Yeah. And then with that, I also bought vitamin C. So vitamin C kind of helps with the CeraVe one. I might buy a different brand and try them, but vitamin C really helps with clearing the hyperpigmentation, and honestly my skin has come a long way within a span of 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks yet, or 1 week? So let's say 1.5 weeks. Yeah, my skin really looks good. Like 3 weeks ago, my skin wasn't like this. My skin was super dull, and I noticed the difference when yesterday I went shopping and I looked at myself at those shopping center mirrors, and I was stunned. I was just like, Kizami, yo, my skin was glowing, my skin was smooth, it looked good. Yeah. And then also to kind of help with the hyperpigmentation, I'm not gonna share it on this particular video because I forgot to kind of create the mask, but it's what is it called? I've forgotten the mask. I'll say the name here because I've forgotten the name. At that moment when you decide to like say something, then kind of evaporates. I'll put the name on the here, but that particular mask helps with clearing hyperpigmentation, and I'm gonna put the name over here. And I could just create it from home with honey and that spice. Anyways, and then just to remove my makeup, I just bought this and I decided to introduce this. Before I used to just use the wipes and then clean my face with the cleanser, but I bought this oil to kind of help break the makeup up so quickly. So yeah, that's the Cocoa Butter Formula Skin Therapy Cleansing Oil. So that's that. Yeah, and for the makeup wise, I normally just use whichever. That's, you know, because at this point it doesn't really matter. I just want the makeup to come off. So that's that. And then after I've anyways, I'm talking too much, but another product that I use sometimes is the Garnier Skinactive Soothing Facial Mist, and it has rose water, so that's what I use. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. So enough of the talking, like it's already at 21. This is gonna be one long ass video, but you know what, we're gonna do it. We're still gonna make it as long as possible because I know some of you like hearing me talk, right? I can talk. I'm already tired, honey. Anyways, so without further ado, let me
Die Nächte sind einsam, der Himmel ist grau. Wer will schon allein sein? Dieses Gefühl kenn ich ganz genau. Bin zu oft gescheitert, hab so viel riskiert, doch der Moment ist da, es wird endlich wahr. Ich kann nicht glauben, dass es passiert. Ich hab mein Leben lang gewartet, Hab schon nicht mehr daran geglaubt, hab den Moment so sehr herbeigesehnt, in dem du meinen Atem raubst. Einfach Hals über Kopf, Hals über Kopf, mit dir. Einfach Hals über Kopf, Hals über Kopf, mit dir. Die Nächte sind zweisam, es macht endlich Sinn. Lass uns nie mehr vorbei sein, wir beide können nur gewinnen. Ohne dich war mein Leben nur eins ohne Plan. Doch du bist endlich da und der Traum wird wahr. Ich kann nicht glauben, dass es passiert. Ich hab mein Leben lang gewartet, hab schon nicht mehr daran geglaubt, hab den Moment so sehr herbeigesehnt, in dem du meinen Atem raubst. Einfach Hals über Kopf, Hals über Kopf, mit dir. Einfach Hals über Kopf, Hals über Kopf, mit dir.
J'ai trouvé sur la plage le coffre à chocolat rempli des trésors de cet âge et des photos de toi. J'ai vu la joie qui maintenant a ridé ton visage. J'ai vu le même regard d'enfant qui a grandi et pourtant dans tes yeux je vois le monde. Dans tes yeux tout est plus grand. Dans tes yeux je reprends foi. Qu'un jour tout deviendra comme dans tes yeux. Dans mes rêves maintenant, tu fais la pluie et le beau temps. Quand tu es là, je suis content. Tout devient fou, il me surprend. C'est la joie qui maintenant a ridé ton visage. Je vois le même regard d'enfant qui a grandi et pourtant dans tes yeux je vois le monde. Dans tes yeux tout est plus grand. Dans tes yeux je reprends foi. Qu'un jour tout deviendra comme dans tes yeux. Oh, oh, dans tes yeux, tout deviendra. Oh, oh, oh. Dans tes yeux, je vois le monde. Dans tes yeux, tout est plus grand. Dans tes yeux, je reprends foi qu'un jour.
So guys, that's it for my nighttime routine. So what I meant by hyperpigmentation on my forehead is, you see the way this part and this part is like, it's, and you know, just the interior of my face is lighter than, you know, the exterior. So this is where I had the wound, and actually I can see that the hyperpigmentation is kind of clearing up slowly by slowly. At one point it was like there was just, it was up to here. I can see that it's actually closing in, the brightness is kind of closing in to that hyperpigmentation. And then this side of my face was worse. It was really dark from all the acne, and this side too, and also the red and then my face will become super red. You can see that it's actually still red, but it's not as bad as it used to be. That's why I avoid, most of the time I avoid putting those harsh products like glycolic acid and any type of scrub around here. I avoid this area a lot because it tends to get super red. So most of the time I focus on the hyperpigmented areas or zones because there's more like pigment there compared to the interior. I don't even mess with this side because it gets super red and I don't like that. Yeah, that's it for today. So you can see how my skin is. So that's pretty much my nighttime skincare routine, and I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun making this video. Yeah, so see you next time. Bye bye.
Oh, dans tes yeux, comme dans tes yeux.